subscribe, like, share the channel. I would love the support. Now today we got to discuss Lord JAMAR. He's arguing with KRS-1. They're going back and forth about a debate of who started hip hop, whether it was black people or Latino, Spanish. That's the debate they got going on right now. And this video right here details how he feels about it. And I'm going to be chiming in and out during this video to give you my perspective of it. But until then, it's your boy Cleasy B. Subscribe, like, share to the channel. Let the video go.
Cause this shit is crazy. We're gonna have a recap. Let's get a nice amount of people in the room before we begin. While we're waiting, I want you to look up a term called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. When you find what the meaning is, please share it on the screen.
Yeah, y'all. Go ahead and look for the definition of that word so you can follow the discussion that he's talking about on here. Go ahead and look that up.
Peace, family. What's good, y'all? Listen, it's not about stirring the pot. A lie that is unchecked becomes the truth. A lie that is unchecked becomes the truth. Power is the truth. The truth is the light that takes one out of darkness. We're not just gonna leave in the dark. Did KRS make me upset? No. I wasn't upset, but I knew he was wrong.
Subscribe, like,
I knew he was wrong, and it's certain people that posture themselves, and some might even say that I do this, but it's not what I'm doing. I'm standing on truth. But anyway, some people posture themselves as super official, and they'll use whatever to try, whether it's record sales or, whatever, your reputation in this rap game or some kind of shit to use to try to act like you can override. You know what I mean? I got 2-3 years older than me talking about, you were not old enough to know what was going on. You weren't there. Shut the... Who cares? Who cares if I was there or not? Were you there when your mother and father f***ed? Huh? How do you know that's your mother and father?
He got a point.
How do you know that that's your mother and father? You going by their word? Because you wasn't there.
That's a fact.
I'll tell you how you know. You know how we determine parentage? Through DNA. Through DNA. Now, when I look at the DNA of hip-hop, when I look at the double helix of hip-hop, what I see is soul music, funk music. I see people that, parents that might have come up in the South who moved to the North, specifically the New York City area, and whose children came up in that post-Civil War, not civil rights, not Civil War, that post-civil rights era with that northern attitude, that attitude that was like, wish I was around during slavery times. I wouldn't have let me. Like when Roots came out when we was young, it was like, I wish a nigga would. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop. Those kids that watched Roots and all that type. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop, bro. That's the DNA you see all in hip-hop.
That's true. I remember those times. I was a young kid when hip hop, when I first heard of hip hop. It might have been like 83, 84 when I first heard of hip hop. So, my parents, or my grandparents rather, some of them was living through that, the slavery time, etc. When he's talking about right now.
And so we hear it musically with the type of samples that we choose or chose to play at that time, with the break beats that we chose at the time. But we also hear it in the language, okay? We see the DNA of the 5% Nation very much inside of hip-hop with terms like peace.
Well, the 5% Nation, that's like a New York East Coast thing. I'm from the South. We didn't have any knowledge about the 5%ers until I got like older and became informed about what that was and what they stood for.
And cipher and God and Son and you know what I mean? All kinds of shit. We see the DNA, but nowhere do you see the DNA of Puerto Rican culture. Puerto Rican culture. I'm not talking about Puerto Rican individuals. I'm talking about Puerto Rican culture. Jamaican culture. Those things did not influence hip-hop, regardless of how official motherfuckers sound saying it. I'm sorry. I hate to hurt your heart. That the thing that you adore and love is something that Black American youth created. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurts your heart for some reason. I don't know why it hurts you so much. But this is a fucking fact. No one said y'all wasn't there. No one said you wasn't there. Sure you were there. But if I'm building a house and you watch me build a house, does that mean you built it too? No.
Good point.
When the doctor births a baby, is the doctor the father or the mother of the child because it was present at the time of birth? No. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, only the people that were there during conception are the parents. Okay? So, all of this shit about we were there, yeah, you were there. But there's a difference between a creator and a participator.
That's facts.
That's all I'm saying.
That's facts.
And once again, I love my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, and that's why I don't like the way y'all are trying to frame this shit like I'm hating on y'all or some shit like that. My niece and my nephew are half Puerto Rican. Like, my sister-in-law's Puerto Rican. Like fucking my brothers from Beach Ave, Puerto Rican. My brothers from Allerton Ave, Puerto Rican. Like, my sister, rest in peace, Raquel, who lived in my fucking rest when I was young, Puerto Rican, power rule. I've had a long relationship with Puerto Ricans. I had many Puerto Rican girls coming up.
Sorry to pause it, y'all, but So the argument he's giving is like he never said that Puerto Ricans wasn't there when hip hop began. He never said they wasn't there, but he is saying that they didn't have a hand in starting hip hop, or they didn't start hip hop. So just to keep you guys abreast of what's going on here, if you just now joining if you just now clicking on the video, subscribe, like, share, all of that. Let's get back to the video.
And that's also, though, why I gotta keep it real. We gotta stop acting like there was such this great relationship between Puerto Ricans and blacks. There weren't. It wasn't. The older Puerto Ricans, your parents and your older brothers and sisters, didn't fuck with black people at all.
In that time,
you know how many times I had to wait downstairs? Oh, you can't come upstairs. My mom or my pops, Morenos, Cocolo, like, you gotta wait outside. You know how many times that happened to me?
At the time period that he's speaking of, that's totally true. If you don't believe me or him, just go do your research, do your Googles.
Like, my older brother, my older sister, yeah, they don't really fuck with black people like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, us as black people, we're so accepting of other cultures. The fact of the matter is that we've accepted Puerto Rican people into our culture, but Puerto Ricans have never accepted us into theirs. And we're not mad at that. Nobody is like, yo, they won't give us credit for merengue or some fucking shit like that. Like, huh? We let mad people get down with our culture, but guess what? Y'all had to adhere to our culture, to our slangs and fashion, and it was about what we was doing. We was the influence. Y'all, unfortunately, we're not the influence. Once you picked up our influence, you helped ran with it, and you helped to expand it. Hang on, let me... Thank you. Thank you. We love you for that. To help pioneer this thing we created. You know what I mean? To help it proliferate out into the world. Thank you. Thank you, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, anybody, because there's probably other, I'm sure there was Haitians and Guyanese and all kinds of people that might have added on, not at the creational point, but, okay, even at the creational point, right? Because some people say, well, Kool Herc was Jamaican and Flash was Barbadian and all that. All right, guess what, though? They couldn't act like they was Jamaican. They couldn't act like they was from Barbados. They couldn't talk like that. They couldn't dress like that. Or nobody would have fucked with them. That's what Charlie Chase was trying to say. People was like, oh, nobody can have a regular name. You stupid motherfuckers. Do you not hear what the man said? Do you not hear what the man said? Charlie Chase said he was Spanish and he couldn't be Carlos Mendez. Yes, nobody was using their government name, but you know what the fuck he was trying to say. And even some people did use it. Grand Wizard Theodore. Theodore was able to use his name. I don't know if Grand Wizard Carlos would have worked. Grand Wizard Julio wouldn't have worked. Sorry. So what the fuck are you talking about? He was saying that he was Spanish, everybody else was black, and he couldn't come in with this whole Spanish thing. And he was saying, I love playing this music. What does this music mean? He meant black music. He didn't mean Spanish music. He meant black music. And I'm just tired of y'all acting like somebody's ganging up on y'all or something. How come black people are not allowed to have anything for ourselves? We can't have nothing? We got to share this shit with everybody? And we did share it. We are sharing it. We didn't say nobody could fuck with it. But goddamn, we can't get our fucking credit for fucking the work that we did.
For those who's in agreement with him, and for those who are in disagreement with him, jump in the comments and let me know what you think so we can have a discussion about it.
Of really putting this shit down, and please stop with this 5-element shit. Okay? I don't even know who started that shit, to be honest. You know what I mean? Hip-hop is this MCing and this DJing shit, and now it's like producing and shit like that too. But all this graffiti and fucking breakdancing and shit like that, first of all, breakdancing isn't the only fucking hip-hop dancing. That's one of many, man. We had the WAP, we had the fucking Patty Duke, the Spank, the fucking, the Rock, the Running Man, the baseball bat. Like, come on. Who was making those dances up? Who is making those fucking dances up? And those dances come out every fucking week. The Bismarck, the Joeski Love. What are you talking about? Breakdancing. That was one fucking thing that, again, we started, and when we put it down, Puerto Rican people picked it up. It's okay. And when they picked it up, that happened to be the time that movies came into play. That's why y'all believe they're the pioneers of breakdancing. But I don't even necessarily feel that breakdancing, per se, is such an element of hip-hop. You know what I mean? Graffiti, too. Graffiti is something that existed way before hip-hop. Some people will say hieroglyphics is graffiti, even though hieroglyphics are way deeper than that. But yes, Kilroy was here and all this tagging shit that was going on. But with hip-hop, why graffiti became synonymous with hip-hop is because once hip-hop came out, graffiti almost graduated to something more than just ugly writing on the wall. It became beauty. It became art. And the art that it became reflected hip-hop culture. Okay, you'd see characters with shell-toe Adidas and fucking belt buckles and shit like that. And just the fucking Kango hats and shit like that. And when you see that, that's what made it, just the way they were standing and all of that type of shit. Like, that's what made it hip-hop. Like, and then the way people started freaking the letters and all of that, that's what made it hip-hop. But then the colors and the technicality of being able to draw and all of that type of shit. See, I was a tagger back in the days. My man, Daff D, he was a fucking bomber type of dude. You understand what I'm saying? So, that being said, I don't even know who the fuck. And so people now try to steer you off these other roads with the dancing shit and the graffiti and shit like that. Listen, I had the two first Puerto Rican MCs in the game on my show a couple of years ago. I put the fucking post up today of Prince Whipple Whip. Shout out to you, my brother.
Shout out.
Ruby D. Shout out to, man.
Shout out.
They're Puerto Rican. They're the first Puerto Ricans who said that they didn't get there till about 76, 77. Now,
mind you, I said I didn't hear about hip-hop till like 83, 84. And he's talking about 76, 77. I'm from the South. So we didn't get too much hip-hop down there back in those days. So that's probably why it took me so long to get a hold of hip-hop. And when we got a hold of hip-hop down there, it was strictly music. We didn't know anything about graffiti. We seen breakdancing here and there, but we only knew about the music as far as hip-hop went.
Hip-hop started in 73. And some people will say, oh, well, hip-hop didn't have a name till a certain... Who gives a fuck when it had a name? You didn't have a name till you came out your mother's pussy. You still was alive. Okay? None of us had a name for 9 months. That doesn't mean we didn't exist.
That's a
That
fact.
means you didn't come out your mother's pussy to be fucking named. You still had arms, legs, you were breathing, you had a fucking a system, a heart, a fucking brain, all this other shit. What are you talking about?
A little piece.
Life happens at fucking the inception, at conception. That's when life starts. Okay? My name is Ruby. That's right, Born Infinity. My name is Ruby D, and I'm a Puerto Rican. You might think I'm black by the way that I'm speaking. So yeah, this all started when KRS-1 made a video. I don't know where this video came from. I don't know how recent it was. But KRS-1 made a video and saying everybody who is saying that Puerto Ricans did not have a hand in hip hop, in the beginning, are stupid. I went on the page. Matter of fact, it was on Hip Hop Motivators page. I went on the page and proceeded to say, bullshit. Bullshit. I didn't explain nothing. I just said bullshit. Then shout out to my homegirl Wahida. She was on there, kind of maybe agreeing with it. And I said, listen, with all due respect, he's wrong. Regardless how official he sounds saying it. See, a motherfucker could say some shit that's not true, and it'll sound, if they could make that shit sound official as a motherfucker. That don't make it true. It doesn't make it true. And let me just say, I have love and respect for KRS-1. I have love and respect for Fat Joe. I have love and respect for Busta Rhymes. Anybody that you could think of that they'll try to insert into this fucking thing, I have love and respect for Pete Rock. Okay? But my love and respect doesn't extend to me shutting my mouth for comfortability. I've never been that guy. And I never will be that guy. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck if you don't like me no more. If I'm mad, I don't really care. Because I stand on the truth. Okay? I stand on the truth. And the truth will set you free. If I was lying and I was knowingly lying and doing this, well, then I would be a foul nigga. You know what I mean? And the universe would fucking, you know what I mean? Would treat me as such. But that ain't what's happening. Because I'm telling the truth. For all you suck ass niggas talking about, well, if this don't make me no money and all this stupid shit, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You sound fucking stupid. Talk about niggas holding on to this shit. You motherfucking right, we gonna hold on to what the fuck we created. It's bitch ass niggas that let some shit go the minute somebody come up to them.
That's a fact.
Right? It's the tough nigga that when a nigga tries to stick him up, he's like, fuck that. You ain't getting shit, homie. But you bitch ass niggas will be as soon as a nigga come up on you, put his fucking finger in your back. Here, take my wallet. Pussy ass niggas, get the fuck out of here. That's not me. Sorry. And shut up with this white corporate. Oh, white corporations own hip hop now. Listen. That's neither here nor there. We're not talking about what white corporations own now. We're speaking specifically on the inception and creation.
And for all the people who want to know facts, facts is the white corporates, they've been on hip hop since day one. I think there was one black label back in those times where he's talking about, and I think that was I can't think of the name off the top, but it was only one. It was only one black record label back then.
Of hip hop. We could talk about where the fuck it went later. Okay? The fact that white people own hip hop now has nothing to do with this conversation. So please shut the fuck up when stop bringing that shit up. Because you sound fucking stupid. Bronxdale Projects. Disco King Mario is the nucleus of it all. And King Mario is not Puerto Rican. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, microphone check. Now, I was in that movie. Now, first of all, I hope people... See, I feel like a lot of people has a dislike for Tariq Nasheed. Certain people have a dislike for Tariq Nasheed. And so they're not even listening to what he's saying in regards to him telling the truth about this subject. They believe that he's doing this to specifically cause divisiveness and to make money and all of that case may be. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know what's in somebody's head. I don't believe that's his reason for doing it. Sure, he wants to make money off the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people have to make a living in this fucking shit that we in this world we live in. That's part of the reason why fucking hip hop got sold to the white man. But anyway, but I'm not in this to try to make money off of some sort of division created by black people and Puerto Ricans. I don't want to see a division between black people and Puerto Ricans. A lot of Puerto Ricans would tell you, well, shit, we're all one. I see myself as black. Well, then why is it a fucking problem then? Why do you want special fucking acknowledgement? Why do you want to be separated from the whole?
Good question.
If you black, then we all black Americans, right? Right?
You.
Why you want to be singled out? If we're all one. If we're all one, then what's the fucking problem? Why is this a problem? I'll tell you why it's a problem. Because subconsciously, you don't really feel that we're all one. Subconsciously, it bothers you that something that you love and adore so much was created by people that you subconsciously look down upon. You subconsciously look down upon black people and really don't understand how the fuck you could have fallen in love with this shit. So you kind of got to insert yourself in there now and be like, no, we created it too. Especially 50 years later and act like nobody can, they wasn't there. They don't really know. Like, I can say anything, especially if I'm...
If you agree or disagree, hop in the comments and let me know, man, because I'm really interested to hear what some of you guys think about this. And I'm going to talk right back with you, you know? Let the video continue.
And money. I can say anything and they'll fucking just take it as truth. Nah, we not doing that. I'm sorry. Chris Blaze, be quiet, please. Even if you say they contributed since the beginnings, he said Ricans contributed to hip-hop since the beginning. Contributing and creating. Do y'all have like a reading comprehension? Or it's 11:11 right now, y'all. Just for those that y'all understand. Angel hours, they agree with what I'm saying. Anyway,
Is there a language barrier right now? Like, seriously, like, is it a language comprehension barrier? Because I feel like I'm speaking English, but I'm not being fully understood. First of all, there's another myth being portrayed, like I said, that Puerto Ricans and black people were so close. And I'm saying that wasn't necessarily true. For some people it was, but it wasn't across the board like that. Like, it really wasn't. And if black people and Spanish people had such a close relationship, well, then please explain to me why there aren't more American black people that live in New York that know how to speak Spanish.
He's hitting some good points.
Other than un poquito, yo te quiero, little shit that they need to kick it to a girl and shit like that. Like, why niggas don't know Spanish? And how come Spanish is not brought up in hip-hop? How come Crazy Legs and them didn't name it the Boricua Breakers? Why didn't they name it Rock Steady Crew? I'll tell you why, because that was a popular break beat amongst black people at that time. And that shit sound hard, like some shit black people would say, rock steady. You easily could have named it the Boricua Breakers. No, my comprehension isn't off. KRS said they was there from the beginning. It's not true. Ruby D and Whipple Whip told you that. I said to them, so it was at least 3 years till Puerto Ricans touched the soil of hip-hop. Correct? He said, yes. Yes, I would say that's correct. So what did I do? Brainwash them? And it's funny, when I saw Crazy Legs out, he tried to act like Ruby D and Whipple Whip weren't media savvy. And that's why they said it.
Subscribe, like, share.
You hear how insulting that is, y'all? That somehow they weren't media savvy, and that I am media savvy, and I guess I have media tricks that I use on people to get them to say whatever I want them to say. Yeah, that's what Crazy Legs said.
Shout out Crazy Legs.
Cut the bullshit, y'all. Like, just cut it out, man. That's what I'm saying. Why was Spanish not injected into hip hop or Jamaican? Why don't say Bumba Clyde, say Bumba Clyde. We don't do that.
Ross Clyde.
Matter of fact, Big Pun said, Boricua Morena, Boricua Morena. He let you know. Big Pun. Come on, man. Why would we even have to say the first Puerto Ricans in hip-hop? Why would that be a thing? If hip-hop wasn't a black thing. Why would Whipple Whip and Prince Ruby D be the first Puerto Ricans in hip-hop? Nobody says the first black people in hip-hop. Nobody. Because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yes, rest in peace, Big Pun. What? Being there from the beginning is two different things and you not processing. No, it's one thing. The fuck are you talking about? You see how the devil uses trick knowledge? Being from the beginning means being from the beginning. How is it going to mean two different things? How's it going to mean, well, yeah, it means creating it, but it also means something else that makes me feel good. Like, come on, B. It's facts over feelings. Can we please stop this? Can we please stop this? Can we please stop this? Like, exactly what is it that was created by Puerto Ricans? What Puerto Rican, and not just Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans too, or anybody outside of Black American youth, what exact thing was the influence that influenced young Black American youth that we started emulating and incorporating into hip hop? Please explain this to me. What was it exactly?
Let them know, y'all.
Because none of y'all can seem to tell us what it is. Please don't say toasting, because that's bullshit. Jamaicans copied everything American fucking singers did. All the dub plates back in the season 3, you know, we done popped it off, man.
Yeah, man. So, I need y'all to jump in them comments. Let me know what y'all feel about what little Lord JAMAR had to say. Because me personally, it's interesting to see, to hear these type of discussions, And this is an old throwback video I did. So, yeah. Jump in them comments. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Yeah, jump in the comments so we can have this debate. It's your boy Cleezy B, the Past Journey, Present Progression Podcast. You.